Father's Day weekend of 2007. We're on a night mission and we're going down this road in between two fobs, and all I hear is the passenger side driver scream out, "Wires, wires, wires," and then next thing you know, boom. Hey, I'm Brandon. I'm the Public Relations Officer of the Freedom Riders of Indiana, Chapter 1. I am a Marine Corps veteran who served 8 years active duty with 2 tours in Iraq, and I am here to tell you my story. Ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be a Marine. My grandfather, my dad who raised me, his dad was a Marine, and when my parents would drop me off in the morning, he would be getting off work. He worked third shift, and he'd sit down and he'd have a couple drinks, and then he would show me all of his pictures from Japan. Ever since that moment, I just wanted to be a Marine my whole life. When I turned 19, I was finally able to accomplish that dream, and I joined in 2004, February 2004, and then in 2005, I went to Iraq for the first time. It was a pretty easy deployment. My second deployment in 2007, that's when I kind of changed courses. That's when Brandon finally became a different version of Brandon. The Humvee that I was driving, it got blew up, but luckily I was able to swerve a little bit and it didn't go off underneath us, just at the side of us. I wasn't bleeding when we got back to the base, so I'm like, cool, I'm good. Nothing's wrong with me. I never took into account what a head injury was. Fast forward to 2012 when I got out. At the time, the Marine Corps didn't do a lot to transition you out of the Marine Corps. I did a 5-day class of SEPs and TAPs to basically hear a story from somebody who retired and got a job making over 100K. That is not what happens to Marines when they get out and they go back to small town, wherever they're from. I was different than the people in my house now. Like, I was different than the people that I was working with. I was always on edge. I had to have all control and power over every situation because I was just too different from everyone else. When they came around to hiring the temporaries into full-time, they didn't hire me, but they hired a bunch of other people, and it really upset me because I felt like, man, I just got out of the Marine Corps, 8 years, 2 tours in Iraq, and I can't even get hired into this factory. I went to my ex-wife's house, and my plan was to kill everybody and myself. They weren't home, which I'm very thankful for, because thinking back, wow, life could be so different. So what I did was I got on the internet, and then I found out what the crisis line was, and I called the VA hospital. I talked to a psychiatrist and a psychologist, and at the time, they just felt like I needed medications. I wasn't being seen by the VA at all at the time, so I didn't really know of any of the resources that I had. I was also, at the time, on methamphetamine. When I got out of active duty and the crowd I was hanging out with, that's what they were into, so I just kind of dove right into it, and for a minute, it made me feel like I was Superman. I felt like nothing could stop me, but then I needed it. I needed it every chance I could get it, and nothing was okay if I didn't have it. I was living in a trailer that I bought for $100 that had holes in the floor, and I just took wood and just covered the holes up, and I'm just living in it. Didn't have a refrigerator or nothing, and I was just making meth. And then I got arrested, and I didn't know what vet court was or drug court was at the time. And so I got placed into drug court, and then that was in Noble County. Noble County then started up vet court, and I was fortunate enough to be the first graduate of Noble County's vet court system. Everyone thinks that when you go into vet court, they're trying to put you in prison for the rest of your life, but that is not it. The program is hard, but it ain't that hard. You can do it, and this is how I did it. At 3 a.m., I was willing to walk across the town of Ligonier in the middle of winter in sweatpants and tennis shoes and a sweatshirt, and the snow was up to my knees. 3 a.m. just to get some dope. So I looked at it and I had someone tell me, well, will you do the same thing for your recovery? So I started going to meetings at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. Whenever they had a meeting, I would go to them, because for me, When I'm the loneliest and when I'm feeling it the most is in the middle of the night. And then when I'm up at 3, 4 in the morning, nobody's open at that time except for the dope dealers. But you know what else is open? There are meetings. There's always meetings going around, especially in the Fort Wayne area. They made me go and get the help that I needed. I went to Battle Creek, Michigan, and I did the 22-day PTSD treatment program there. I lived in a shepherd's house for 16 months. It helped me change my life. It helped me find a belief system. It helped me find people that I can gravitate to and help change my life. One of the biggest things for me, leaving Noble County and small town Indiana and coming up here to Fort Wayne, to a bigger city, I seen that there was more options. I seen that there were more people that cared about me. And once I seen that, then I realized that even in my little town, there were people that cared for me. I just didn't see it because I was blind to everyone else trying to help me instead of letting me just do what I wanted to do. After I graduated from the Shepherd's House program, I was there for 16 months. I got in contact with the Freedom Riders, and they reached out to me. One of their members did, and he asked if I'd come and hang out with them. So I did. I couldn't help it. I wanted to be a part of it. I wanted to give back what I was getting, because I learned that you can only have what you have by giving it away. And by that, what I mean is everything that I learn, it's only gonna help me if I help somebody else with it. I don't wanna be too cocky. I wanna stay, I wanna be humble. I wanna be able to give the same resources that I was given back to other people. So I also wanna let you guys know about some of the resources in Fort Wayne area that have been very beneficial. You have FW22 that does a great job helping veterans who are struggling with basically any problem in their life. Whether it's, a suicide problem, they need to get to a rehab, they are there helping. Also, Allendale Treatment, they're doing a great job at getting people the help they need in recovery for their alcoholism, their drug addictions, and whatnot. Trust your doctors. You got to be honest. That is the main key when you reach out to FW22, or you reach out to the VA, the Shepherd's House, drug court, vet court. When you reach out to these programs, you need to be honest. And because honesty will get you a lot further than just hiding things. To anybody that's watching and you're feeling like you're not okay, first of all, I want you to know that it's okay to not be okay. There are resources out there. If you're not feeling good, you can personally get a hold of me on my Facebook, Brandon Krantz. If you're a veteran in need, or you're just anybody that is struggling mentally, you can call me and I'm gonna do what I can to help get you to the right place.